This is your daily market review for Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review. Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. I am pretty giddy and excited, as you can tell by my voice, about the potential for downside movement in the market. It seems very obvious to me the last couple of days have recreated some formations based on the action that we've seen in the past, where you pop, trap, play the game. You have jobs numbers tomorrow. If we pop tomorrow, that would probably be an absolute gift for a short. And if we don't, either way, you've got your positions, you're prepared, you're mentally in the game. Again, the jobs numbers, for whatever they'll be, if they're good, good luck. If they're bad, does it really matter? Again, the market's always looking forward at this point. There's way too much on the horizon. That does not give investors comfort. And October should be bullish. Like the first 3 business days should be absolutely bullish. Start of Rosh Hashanah, it's ugly. We don't know what Iran will do over the holidays in general. So please be careful out there. Again, I don't think the trend is up at all based on the evidence, but doesn't mean intraday you can't get some weird action and chops. Again, you go down big, chop around. Go up, chop, fail, then lower lows. And that's kind of how it looks. And seeing a lot of lower highs, that's for dang sure. So if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, link in the description below. Do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Now we know going into the jobs number, they're expected to be slightly flattish compared to last month, which again, I don't really care about the numbers. Again, they can be manipulated very easily, as we've noticed in the GDP, right? But when you go look at factory orders and the ISM manufacturing and construction spending, the PMIs, they're not really paid attention to much, but they seem very real because they're actually showing the weakness that we've think needs to come. So if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Posting a ton of stuff for the last couple of days, especially in the Discord room. You know, it's one of those things where there's some days better than others where I can be involved, and today was definitely one of them. Tried to post a lot of evidence and thoughts. And again, I appreciate the debate with others who have potentially different opinions. It's all good. Do we all have to agree? No, because no one knows for sure what the hell is going to happen. If it was a guaranteed, like if someone had a crystal ball, that would be amazing. If you want to get some studying, educating, learning, growth, check out the educational videos. There's one on the first and last 3 business days of the month. It's a great resource on YouTube and my website, tradingagent.com. Turn profits into passive income properties. Yeah, recommended reading, all sorts of fun stuff. The Marcus deal, the interactive brokers deals, all sorts of fun stuff. If you want to chat, use the Calendly link. Take 30 minutes. Let's hang out. Let me know how I can help. Fed watch tool. At this point, I feel like a 50 basis point is coming. These odds are going to linger around. But at this point, I mean, it seems very obvious to me that the market, Feds, everybody and their mom wants pain. Why? Get inflation down. Look at oil today. I mean, it's absolutely going to be impossible for these guys to lower rates without pain. And if you get pain, is it guaranteed? That's the question, the $1 million question. Bitcoin, again, leading down versus leading up, right? Sorry, I hit the refresh button. Eat fresh, refresh. It's like, okay. You're like, what the hell did you just say? In backtesting a trend line, and here's the thing, dollar could get crushed tomorrow, depending on the jobs numbers, could hold up. The volatility in the dollar is all I really care about. And we've talked about the leaders can get potentially lag. Certain names can get sold. Again, throw the baby out with the bathwater. This has got to be concerning for anyone who's bullish the markets. If oil starts cranking, geopolitical risk, I mean, the Fed's just everything they're doing to cut rates, all of a sudden, can't do it. I mean, we saw where production was down from OPEC. We've seen where, again, demand destruction is real, but it's a supply-demand game. Again, if you really want to get oil down, you need to see the economy get buried. It's the only way you're going to get oil prices down, and I mean, just kind of is what it is. Natural gas holding up pretty well. I mean, we've said this. I mean, I'd like natural gas, but I will be looking at it at lower prices. Speaking of the devil, the dollar, here you go. Right, 100-day. Look at the last couple of days action, right? Be careful. TLT, I mean, this is what we talked about, hedging and waiting for drops. We talked about how the move was priced in, how interest rates are going higher. This has got to be so frustrating for the Feds and anyone who's really trying to be thoughtful of it. You got to be careful. You got to be careful because I think rates, again, we talked about the 95 area on the TLT, and then we'll see what happens. We're not there. You're at 96.74. The VIX, we talked about waking up. I'm very concerned for people who think that this is going to be some sort of baby pop. I feel like we're going back into this new realm where it's going to be choppy up, downtrendish. Where you'll get pops and drops, pops. But we really haven't seen that strong of a pop. I mean, I know we talked about the yen one, but that one was very coordinated, it felt like, and it didn't last long. The market action in itself felt like a birthing pain, and that's what's kind of scary. If that's a birthing pain, it means we have way more upside potential. Just be careful on it. Vivix has talked about bottoming first, or bottoming in general. Looks like it's bottom. Keep an eye on it. SPY, we've talked about this 565 level. Seems to be holding on for dear life. We'll see what happens here tomorrow. Again, this is what we talk about. Trapping down, a couple days of chop. We'll see what happens here. Again, 20-day, sorry, the 8-10 day starting to curl. I mean, you see the curling on some of the other indexes and stocks. Looks bearish to me. QQQ, we talked about the 480s seem to be holding around here. Watching. Again, this looks like a massive bull trap to fill the gap. Keep it simple, stupid. Again, breaks below it, it's gone. Pops, look for shorts. I mean, ideally, I don't think we'll get much over 480s, 8 area. That'd be my guess. Just keep an eye on it. The IWM, again, leads. Financials lead. Look at this stuff. Now, oversold, maybe near term, but I mean, it's just got nothing. It's just got nothing. I mean, maybe you see a little rally into it tomorrow and tech gets sold. That's my guess. Idea, chopping around. We talked about, I don't know why I didn't save this. This candle looks a little funky to me. Hammer at the top. Gold, this one struggle to understand for sure what's going to happen. Again, long term, zero doubt, going higher. Near term, it's tough. Again, because when you look at miners and metals like gold, silver, like they should be leading. They're up at the range highs, which is good if you're bullish. But let's see them break out, confirm it. GDX, same kind of thing. Chopping around. Oh, come on. Load. Today, Junior. There we go. 20-day, right? Miners leading down. Something seems funny. Watching the 20-day. And we talked about when the market drops, miners are not immune to credit issues, throwing the baby out with the bathwater, all the potential, institutional selling it has to do to raise capital. I mean, again, it's part of certain indexes. Nothing is really immune. Certain commodities like gold can be at times, but again, they treat miners, silver, they put the baseball bat to them. I've seen it so many times. AG, we like silver, but nice up. Newmont, we've talked about getting over this 54 area. 55, it's at the 20-day. PAAS, looks like a head and shoulders. I don't know what else to say. Keep it simple, stupid. Taiwan Semi, again, NVIDIA, Jensen talking a big game today. Okay, cool. Nice little, again, pop, bull trap, down, rally back, lower highs. I mean, is this a weird head and shoulders formation? I don't know. Keep an eye on it. Micron, we talked about this one being oversold near term. Not surprised, hitting the 100-day. Couple days of chop. I mean, you saw this in downtrends, right? I mean, sometimes you get weak. It is what it is. AM Dizzle. Everybody's going nuts for AMD, which is interesting. Look, the wick again today hits the trend line, backs off. Please be careful with this one. NVIDIA, this one today had me the most excited, shorting in the morning. Got in the 124s. Was like, all right, worth a watch. I mean, it looks like a Tesla formation where you have like this triple top and then this lower high. It's not even really a triple top. It's just, again, a sequence of lower highs. In my opinion, again, the smartest money on the street is absolutely unloading the stock as fast as they can. And all they do is pump it to retail. That tells you all you really need to know. SMCI split. Unfortunately, oh, it did save some of my stuff. Again, trend lines are going to be much higher. I'd be watching this 35. It used to be 350. Keep it simple, stupid. Intel, as we talked about, popped up. Again, I think it gets delisted at some point. Nice little doji today after 4 or 5 days down. Okay, we'll see what happens here. SMH, we talked about Soxus at 20, makes sense. Watching the 100-day. Again, you drop. A couple of days of backfilling against some resistance around the 245. Makes sense to me. Adobe, this thing's been toast. Just making lower lows. Some green candles, but it gets green. Everyone's bullish. Okay, we'll see. Apple, as we talked about, bull trapping, now chopping. This is perfect. Bring in the buyers, reel them in on light volume. And there's no support. Watch what happens. Amazon, another thing that looked bullish, right? Get some of the 195s, and it cannot find its way lower. Or it just keeps finding its way lower. Meta, as we've talked about, holding up pretty well. Has to break the 8 and 10 day. Seems to be holding it. We'll see what happens. CRM up against the range highs, in my opinion. I don't see it having much to go, filling the gap. I'd be watching this one for a short. Looks interesting. Guggenheim, basically nothing all day. Just chopped. Worth a watch. Again, we talked about the 160s. Could it fill the gap? 100-day, that area? I don't know. Possible. Microsoft been lagging. We talked about lagging, right? At the 200-day. Could it bounce, or could this just be the start of a velocity opening up? NDAQ, again, I still believe the Nasdaq exchange is the absolute worst one for the long run. Well, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. MicroStrategies, we've talked about, hit our profit target zone. Yeah, just keep an eye on it. I mean, I don't think it's going to rip unless Bitcoin goes nuts. Netflix and chopping. Netflix and chop at the highs. Watch the 20-day. Roblox, we talked about bull trapping, giving it all back. I mean, look at this thing. Pan W, we like this one long term. I'm just waiting for market weakness, honestly. Who knows where it'll be? That's why I don't really like to do targets, because you don't know until you get into those moments. Tesla, and people who try to identify exact highs and lows, they get crushed. Just trade around a position, know the levels that make sense, and try to play the extremes. Tesla, speaking of, and this is what I was talking about, like NVIDIA, like this triple Lindy top. Not really like an exact triple top, but my point being, and then you had this lower high, and then that's where I feel like we're on an NVIDIA. You could argue it's there or there. It just feels right. Be careful. That's all I can say. Insight. We talked about this one getting hopefully sold at some point. I like this to get bought out. Keep it simple. Plantar. Again, I personally have no position on it, but man, that held the freaking 8 and 10 day. I'm just shink. First 3 days of the month, new money. Just keep that in mind. That typically peters out starting tomorrow, the 4th day. Makes sense. Watching that one. Again, I know some people shorted. I hope they got stopped out, or they just, again, whatever your plan is, didn't seem to work. And that's part of trading. Again, if everyone knew everything was always right, it would be freaking easy. McDonald's feels like it's breaking out, but chopping around, worth a watch for a trap. Good old DraftKings. We talked about bull traps. I mean, that's the thing I'm seeing. How it's hard to be bullish when there's bull traps everywhere, and there's laggards are leading and leaders are lagging. Something feels more bearish, in my opinion, based on the evidence. DKNG gives it back. Okay, Airbnb trash floats last. We talked about this. Look at this. Link. Come back. Costco. I mean, people are hoarding toilet paper in anticipation of the port stuff. I mean, it has to hold the 50-day. I mean, bullish, bearish, I don't know. I mean, it's priced in a lot of good news, so we'll see. Starbucks, as we talked about, probably not going to go anywhere after consolidating after this big gap up on the CEO news. Just keep an eye on it. FedEx, we talked about this one being a short. Like, I don't really see how a port closure could really benefit them. Less products being shipped. Nice, again, little bull trap. Again, if you leave a comment below, if you're in this corner, do you see how it's really hard to be bullish? Like when you start really zooming on like the whole market, maybe some people don't watch the videos, that's fine, and then have comments. But this is where I'm trying to be evidence-based. So I appreciate it. Leave a comment below if you see things. And look at this. Here's your bull trap. Here's your gap down on earnings. Here's your backfill. It's probably some fib, 0.382. All right, looks like it's heading lower. Caterpillar finally starting to get a little squirrely. I don't know, getting tight up here. Watch the 8 and 10 day. DE, I mean, this is where if I'm watching DE, cat, I'd be like, uh-oh, cat's next. Got squirrely after big move up. Keep an eye on it. Nucor. Nice little pop off the lows. We talked about some of these material names popping on that China stimulus. China doesn't flood their banking system with liquidity unless they think something's coming, and somebody gave them the 411. I'm telling you, it's none of this is just happens to be coincidental. Right? I like X down at lower prices. VALE custom should be popping. This is a global supplier of materials and commodities. Nice pop. Chopping around. Said watch this red candle up here. It doesn't look bullish to me, but we'll see what happens. Aero copper. We like junior copper long term, but I'm telling you, let them flush the baby out with the bathwater. CCJ has been holding up really darn well. Doji today. Oof. That's a put a little arrow here. I'm just curious to see how that is. It's a nice up move, and that could be a topper. CF, Agnam's chopping around. I mean, CF is definitely the leader. Mosaic, definitely a laggard. NTR, definitely lagging, but better than at Mosaic. AAs, again, we talked about the love of aluminum. For the love of aluminum, let it go. No, just being patient. Makes sense in the long term. Again, if you disappeared, I don't think you'll have a problem. XLF looks like it's about to flop. 20 days starting to curl down. Again, just watch the zones. It's really simple with stops. Define your risk. Be safe out there. JP Morgan, right? Chopping around, looking like it's breaking the 100-day. Morgan Stanley like the short up here. Nice little consolidation zone. Bank of America, again, clients got screwed out. I mean, Buffett knows something. I mean, that's the thing. The dude knows. The dude just knows. Oh, let me clean this bib up. It's topped. Here's your little hump on it. Just when it's a matter of time before it goes lower. Goldman, we talked about the 500 range. Can't get over it. But be aware, you have financials next week. Carry, does this bounce after, I don't know, things just chopping around. I really don't have much faith in any of it. XBIs, we talked about junior bios. Lead up. They don't seem to be leading up. Looking a little tired. XHB housing, right? Like, this to me looks like an amazing short up here with tight stops. Keep it simple, right? Like, this could get whopped. Oh, good old solar. Yawn. All right, who's buying that? It's the 200-day. Doink. Sedge, again, I think this is going back to 15. Yawn. Thing. Again, if you shorted in the 300s, congratulations. ENPH seems to be stuck in the range. For solar, we talked about starting to crack. Felt like a bull trap with the 7 arrows. Here you go at the 120-day going into the jobs number. Let it chop. HYG, again, we talked about corporate debt. You got to be high in your mind to be buying corporate debt. This is not a good sign for the bulls breaking the 20-day. Again, I'd like to be evidence-based with a feel and touch feel. But again, I'm kind of curious how people see it as bullish. Oil, again, this has got to be killing the feds. Oh, you want to cut rates? You want to see oil at $100? Ding! There you go. Be careful on it. UNG. Chopping. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, we talked about this. KOLD to me is the ideal short up in the 80s. I would probably take some profits here. XOP, congrats. Again, if you were bullish, as we said, got to get over the 50-day. Got over it. Let's see if we can continue. We got the trend line, 100-day, 200-day. I mean, that's going to be hard, but you definitely have some volume coming off the low. So if you're bullish, trade around your positions, manage it. Just, again, be careful because you know what can happen. You know what can happen. Right? CVE, nice pop. If you don't know what I'm saying, what I mean is happening is if the market pulls back hard, we've seen commodities sometimes get flushed. Look at the Valero day. Look at that. Boom. They've been tight action. Kapow. Breaking out. MPC. Again, bull trapping or about to go higher. Again, this looks, I mean, this has got to be putting the Fed in a pickle. They're just like, what do we do? ExxonMobil near all-time highs. Occidental. We talked about this one probably going higher. This is like feels like a bear trap down here. Again, I'm long-term bullish on these names. Buffett, again, he's ready when he's ready. EQT makes sense to me. Again, hope these things come back, chop around. They're in big consolidation patterns. To do the math on them, if you do something like this, you say 15 to 50. You had 35, right? I don't know, from here. I mean, the 50s. I mean, no, sorry. From this, I can add it to the potentially the top of the chop zone. I mean, again, you're looking in the 80s, maybe 100 if you get some wildness. Flex LNG. Last but not least, again, I think we'll be natural gas exporters. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Jobs number in the morning. I don't think it really matters. Again, people will try to talk the headlines. Like the more that they talk up the economy, it just really puts the feds in a pickle. How can you cut 50 basis points near all-time highs in some of the markets if everything is really great? And I'm telling you, at some point, they'll either have to flood it liquidity. It's not that great and you could rip, or they pull the plug, and meaning they want people to buy bonds. They want people to buy the dollar. They create some sort of panic, which they've done before, and they all profit from it, right? Would you be surprised if they manufacture some sort of BS move? No, not at all. Again, so if you need help, real estate, buy, sell, invest, holler at your boy. You get 2 agents for the price of 1. And also, too, I appreciate if you leave a comment below. Hit the heart button. You guys are the best. Have a wonderful evening. Peace out. And peace in the Middle East, hopefully. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, your PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.